Bhakti Avoids Quarrels. Don't quarrel. I offer my so many humble obeisances onto the lotus feet of my spiritual master, Nitya Leela Pravishta Om Vishnupad Śrīmad Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Gosvāmī Mahārāja, and I offer my same obeisances in the lotus feet of my Shiksha Guru, Nitya Leela Pravishta Om Vishnupad Śrīmad Bhaktivedānta Swami Mahārāja. Once, during Navadvip Parikrama, 2 disciples of my Gurudev were quarreling between themselves. Taking burning sticks of wood from the kitchen, both were bitterly arguing. Someone came and told Gurudev, "Oh, they are quarreling so much. Please do somehow make them stop. They won't listen to anyone." Guru Maharaj replied, "Let them quarrel. They should quarrel, and after that, they should go to court and file a case against each other. I am not a judge. I have not come to sit in court and decide about worldly things. I have not told them to quarrel. I told them that those who want to do bhajan of Krsna will follow the principles of Trinadapi Sunichena, Tarorapi Sahishnuna, Amanina Manadena. Following these principles, devotees are humble like a blade of grass and more tolerant than trees. Trees never complain about anything to anyone, even if they are being cut down. Even if the tree is drying up, it never begs water. Rather, it always serves others. If you throw a stone at it, it will give you sweet fruits in return. Its bark, fruit, wood, and everything else are for others. I have told them that I came to help them develop transcendental love and affection for Krishna, not to be a judge. In India, and especially in Bengal, there are thousands of courts where one can go and complain. No harm. Don't come to me for that." As you may know, when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was residing in Puri, Gopinath Pattanayak, the brother of Srila Raya Ramananda, who was very dear to Mahaprabhu, had kept a large sum of money which belonged to the king. He had been given a service by the state to collect money, and he was collecting it, but he once withheld a large amount. So he was guilty. The son of the king went to him and demanded, "Why are you withholding the money?" He arrested him and brought him to court, where it was decided that he should be given the death sentence. The next day, he would be put to death. Very worried, all the devotees approached Mahaprabhu and begged, "Oh, please save him." Mahaprabhu replied, "You want me to go to the king? I cannot help him. I have not told him to do as he did. Why should he not pay that money? He must pay. I will not interfere. I am not a court. I have only come to give love and affection for Krishna. I can help you only with this." Similarly, I am also not a court. You can go to court if you have any dispute. I have not told any man to quarrel with his wife, nor have I told that wife to quarrel with her husband. I have not come from India to be like a court. I have come simply to help devotees advance in bhakti. For millions of births, you have been quarreling in courts here and there, but I have not come for this. This is not my duty, so do not come to me with these things. I do not want to waste my time. If you have a problem in chanting and remembering, or if you are weak, I can help so much. My life is dedicated for that. Do you understand? If you have some desire to serve Krishna, I can make you strong. However, if you have no faith in the holy name, in Guru, or in Krishna, how can I help? If you do not want to perform devotional activities, you are free to do as you like. You are independent to do all bogus activities for sense gratification. What can I do? We see from history, and we also see from the Vedas, Puranas, and all other scriptures that a man cannot be happy and neither can a woman be happy if he or she is not chanting and remembering Krishna. This can never be. If you want to be happy, then follow the path of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and have strong faith in Krishna Nam. The Vedas, the Upanishads, and all other Shastras say the same thing. My request is that wife and husband avoid quarreling with each other. Be tolerant, otherwise your life will be spoiled. Be like chaste Indian ladies and chaste Indian husbands. Be like Ram and Sita, like the Gopis and Krishna, like Savitri and Satyavan, like Anasuya and Atri, and all others like them. There are so many sincere senior devotees here who are very peaceful, and I become happy to see them. I want you to be happy forever. Srila Rupa Gosvāmī, Srila Sanatan Goswami, and all their associates used to weep bitterly. O Krishna, where are you? O Srimati Radhika, where are you? O Vishaka, where are you? If I don't receive your mercy, I will give up my life. Please be merciful to me. They would weep here and there, at Radha Kund, at Shyam Kund, and sometimes at Vamsivat in Vrindavan. Engaging in this way throughout the day and night, they would sometimes become unconscious in ecstasy, and sometimes Srimati Radhika would appear to them. I want all of you to be like them. Then they will never be quarreling. Don't quarrel amongst yourselves for any reason. Try to honor everyone as Guru. Try to make your chanting of the Lord's names like this. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh, you will see that everything has changed. Chanting in a pathetic tone, Krishna will hear your prayers. Your chanting will enter Krishna's ears. Otherwise, if you neglect him, he will also neglect you. There are so many things to say, but how can I express everything in 1 or 2 days? Krishna and Baladev entered Vrindavan with their thousands upon thousands of cows and cowherd friends. Outwardly, it is seen that Krishna is going out to cowherd, but his motive is much deeper. He is expert. There are so many purposes in his one action. When Krishna and Baladev entered the forest, beautiful trees and creepers full of fragrant flowers surrounded them on all sides. Very sweet honey flowed from the trees, which were all full with blossoming flowers, and which were laden with mangoes and other sweet fruits. When they arrived in the forest, all the trees bent over as if they were offering pranams along with their fruits and flowers. Very happy, Krishna said to Baladev Prabhu, "Oh brother, see how beautiful the scenery is. The life of the trees is truly successful, so everyone should learn from them how to live in this world. How humble these trees are, always giving their life and soul for others. They do not live for themselves. They donate their seeds, fruits, branches, shade, wood, bark, and juice to others. I think they are actually offering everything at your lotus feet. O Baladev, you are the Lord of Lords. Those who want to be happy must be like the trees in tolerance and other excellent qualities. I have never seen 2 trees quarreling, but I see so many devotees quarreling. What are we? Are we lower than animals, trees, and creepers? Do not disturb anyone for your own interest. Even if trees dry up because they have no water, still they never ask anyone, "Oh, please give me water. I am drying up." It does not matter to the trees if someone comes to cut them down, or if a storm comes to ravage their sweet fruits. Still, they give their fruits. Why should we not give ourselves? Once, a very strong and famous king in India conquered a kingdom and was returning home with his generals and entire army. On the way home, he and his entourage became tired, so he decided to take rest under a mango tree in a large garden. Some village boys came along while he was taking rest there. Seeing the sweet, ripe mangoes in that tree, they began throwing stones at the tree to get the fruit. Unfortunately, one of the stones hit the king's eye. Blood flowed from the wound, and the king became blind in that eye. The sorrowful generals caught the boy and brought him to the king. "What shall we do with this boy?" they asked. "Please give us permission to cut him to pieces." The king replied, Wait. Why were the boys throwing stones at the tree?" "To get fruit." And when they threw the stones at the tree responded by giving them fruit. "I am not less than this tree, so I must also give him very sweet fruit. Why not? Some part of the kingdom should be given to this boy." Always remember the behavior of Krsna. Putana came to kill him, but he allowed her to take birth in Goloka and offer to him her breast milk there with a motherly mood. Why should devotees quarrel amongst themselves if they are really devotees? There should be some difference between devotees and ordinary people. I worry when I hear that devotees quarrel and don't get along. Aren't you able to change this? In selflessness, there is no quarreling. I don't want to hear any problems caused by quarrels over silly things. Always remember, if you are not tolerant donors like the trees, you will never be happy and you will never attain pure bhakti. Don't waste your time. Become like this at once. This is my request to all. There was once a demon named Mura, who was killed by Krsna. This place, Murvilamba, may be like that. I don't want to hear that the devotees in Murvilamba are afflicted by the quarreling demon named Mura. Never quarrel with anyone. Why quarrel? If anyone wants anything from you, then donate to them whatever they want. Ordinary people may quarrel about something due to their own self-interest. But you are devotees and have been initiated by a good devotee. So why are you all quarreling and not helping each other? This is a big problem everywhere. I don't want to hear quarrel-related topics. Don't give shame to real devotees. If you do not change, then ordinary people will think devotees always quarrel with each other. They are all bogus. I know husbands and wives in India who have lived together without quarreling for 80 years. Sometimes they may have a love quarrel, but not a real quarrel. From now on, don't cause any problems for anyone. Shri Shuka Uvacha Itam Sharat Svacha Jalam Padmakara Sugandhina Nyavishad Vayuna Vatam Sagogo Palakochuta. Srimad Bhagavatam 10:21-1. Sri Sukadev Gosvāmī said, Thus, the Vrindavan forest was filled with transparent autumnal waters and cooled by breezes perfumed with the fragrance of lotus flowers growing in the clear lakes. The infallible Lord, accompanied by his cows and cowherd boyfriends, entered that Vrindavan forest. Krishna is known as Achyuta because he is infallible and eternal, and the devotees of Krishna are Achyuta Gotra, coming in Krishna's lineage. I know so many persons who don't attend class, who hardly chant, and who hate others. Why? Being devotees, it is improper for them to think, I am better than others. Avoid this false ego. Rather be like trees. Krishna takes all his cows and cowherd friends from one forest to another and plays with them along the way, searching for something. Dam, Sudam, Madhumangal, and billions of other cowherd boys surround him, but I have never heard that he quarrels with them. Why quarrel? In the Srimad Bhagavatam, it may seem as if there is some quarreling going on, but that is solely in love and affection. Krishna tells his friends, I am defeated and you have won. He allows others to win. Lord Ramchandra is also like this. He used to behave in this same way with Lakshman and others, and he would become so happy. As Krishna wanders from one forest to another, the gopis are in their homes, unable to tolerate his separation. We cannot imagine how much attachment and affection the gopis have for him. If there is no attachment, there is no bhakti. From neck to feet, Krishna is decorated with a garland of colorful forest flowers, especially beli, chameli, and juhi. Beautifully playing his flute in the forest, he is also decorated with tulsi leaves and manjaris, which exude so much honey that numerous bumblebees hum around them. The cowherd boys sing and dance in glorification of Krishna, calling out, Hey Krishna, Tomara Jai Ho. O Krishna, all glory to you. It is difficult to find the equivalent English words to express this Sanskrit phrase. The gopis give very masterful descriptions of Krishna. He is in the forest and they are in their homes, in their rooms, discussing in groups of like-minded friends his qualities and pastimes. None of them are chattering and pattering, and no one is quarreling. Always carrying Krishna in their minds and hearts, they talk about him as if they are physically present with him in the forest. Barha pidam natavara karnayo karnikaram bibrad basha kanaka kapisham vaijayantim chamalam randran venu radhara sudaya purayan gopa brindair Vrindaranyam swapadaramanam pravishad gita kirti. Srimad Bhagavatam 10:21-5. Wearing a peacock feather ornament upon his head, blue karnikara flowers on his ears, a yellow garment as brilliant as gold, and the Vaijayanti garland, Lord Krishna exhibited his transcendental form as the greatest of dancers as he entered the forest of Vrndavana, beautifying it with the marks of his footprints. He filled the holes of his flute with the nectar of his lips, and the cowherd boys sang his glories. Like-minded gopis sit in groups, of which there are 4 types, Swapaksha, Vipaksha, Tatastha, and Suhrit. The gopis see Krishna dancing, speaking as if singing, and gazing with sidelong glances that attract the world. They describe him as if he were in front of them. Brahma may see Krishna in a trance, but not like the gopis see him. They want to forget Krishna, but they can't. The gopis hear the very beautiful flute song, Kling, and think, he is calling me. They vividly hear him calling them with his flute from many miles away, and all are attracted. They glorify his sweetness and beauty when he stealthily gazes at them with sidelong glances. They speak to each other in this way, not about any worldly topics. When we assemble together, we should share Krishna-related questions and answers and also discuss the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with Srila Rupa Goswami and Srila Raghunath Das Goswami. This is the process to become attached to Krishna. If you like, you can also hear his flute song wherever you are by simply thinking, I want to hear the flute song of Krishna. Always follow in the footsteps of the Gopis and be attached to Krishna like they are. They gave him their heart, remembering nothing but him. They are very humble, very humble, very humble. Krishna should always manifest in your heart. If he does not appear there, then take the shelter of a high-class devotee in the line of Srila Rupa Goswami and Srila Raghunath Das Goswami, and you will quickly realize his pastimes. The Gopis describe Krishna's gait, his appearance, and his behavior. When Krishna goes to herd the cows, seeing them thirsty, he says to them, come on, niri, niri. Oh, you are thirsty. Come on. This is Pavan Sarovar, or this is Manasi Ganga. You can drink water here. Then after the cows drink, he tells them, now you are satisfied. Tiri, tiri, come on the bank. And dhiri, dhiri, come easily. Don't give trouble to others. When Krishna plays on his flute, calling, O Kalindi, O Dhavali, O Kavari, they immediately come to him. Now it is late. Tomorrow I will speak further on these beautiful topics of Vrindavan. Come and hear very attentively and follow my instructions. From tomorrow, I will not hear any quarrel-related problems. Try to give this up, at least for 7 days. Then, if you continue in this way, you will become humble like trees throughout your life. We have been discussing Sri Upadeshamrita, slokas 1 and 2. Vacho vegam manasa krodha vegam, jiva vegam udharopasta vegam, etan veganyo vishaheta dhira, sarvam apimam prithvim sashishyat. A wise and self-composed person who can subdue the impetus to speak, the agitation of the mind, the onset of anger, the vehemence of the tongue, the urge of the belly, and the agitation of the genitals, can instruct the entire world. In other words, all persons may become disciples of such a self-controlled person. Atyahara prayasascha prajalpo niyamagraha janasangascha laulyam cha shadbhir bhaktir vinashyati. Bhakti is destroyed by the following 6 kinds of fault. 1. Eating too much or collecting more than necessary. 2. Endeavors that are opposed to bhakti. 3. Useless mundane talks. 4. Failure to adopt essential regulations or fanatical adherence to regulations. 5. Association with persons who are opposed to bhakti. And 6. Greed or the restlessness of the mind to adopt worthless opinions. An aspiring devotee may be very good, simple, and humble at times. Yet, at other times, he may become mad if anything happens against his desire. And he will begin to beat anyone who comes in front of him. Sometimes he may be controlled by anger, and this is very harmful. Let us be always humble and tolerant, not mad. I hear that many devotees are very humble, sometimes, and sometimes like red bulls. If you come in front of them, they will lift you up and throw you with their horns. Do not take on that quality of bulls. Instead, be like bulls when they serve and support like fathers. Take on this quality. Never be like bulls when they fight with others or beat them. How can you control these urges? You cannot control them. We remember or memorize the instructions given in the first 2 slokas of Sri Upadeshamrita. but it is essential that we also try to follow them. The 6 urges delineated in Sloka number 1 and the 6 impediments to bhakti in Sloka number 2 are out of our control. There is one process, however, a very grand process, which can control them. What is that process? It is explained in the 3rd sloka. Utsaha nischaya dhairya tat karma pravartanat sangatyagat sato vritte shadbhir bhakti prasid. Progress in bhakti may be obtained by the following 6 practices. 1. Enthusiasm to carry out the rules which enhance bhakti. 2. Firm faith in the statements of the Shastra and the Guru whose words are fully in line with the Shastra. 3. Fortitude in the practice of bhakti, even in the midst of obstacles, or patience during the practice stage of bhakti, even when there is delay in attaining one's desired goal. 4. Following the limbs of bhakti such as hearing, shravan, and chanting, kirtan, and giving up one's material sense enjoyment for the pleasure of Sri Krishna. 5. Giving up illicit connection with the opposite gender, the association of those who are overly attached to the opposite gender, and the association of Mayavadis, atheists, and pseudo-religionists. And 6. Adopting the good behavior and character of pure devotees. If you follow this 3rd sloka, then the 2 previous slokas will be followed automatically. Your mind, your tongue, and all your senses will thus be and very easily controlled. Try to know the meaning of this sloka and then follow. If you do not follow all these principles, it means you are not following me. You are not following Srila Rupa Gosvāmī, and you are not following Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Radha Krishna conjugal. If you have committed an offense to another devotee, then go to him at once and beg pardon. I have done wrong to you. Please excuse me. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu liberated Jagai and Madai, each of the 2 brothers said, I promise that I will no longer be a sense enjoyer. I will not do anything wrong again. And they never did. They became so humble. Try to be like this. What are you doing? Stop making garlands. You can make garlands at night after my class. In fact, it is best to make the garlands of this Harikatha in your heart. Your attention is not here. You're losing your time. I have come for only 4 or 5 days, and this is perhaps the 3rd. Don't even chant. You can chant when ordinary devotees like yourselves give class. At that time, you can chant and remember Krishna. But don't neglect any senior Vaishnava who is on the level of Guru. Don't allow your eyelids to drop down. Rather, continually drink that Vaishnava's words with your eyes and ears and also with your mouth. By this process, Sri Sukadeva Goswami, the personification of transcendental knowledge and the embodiment of bhakti, may come to you. This is the process. Many devotees who were there during the manifest presence of Param Pujyapad Srila Bhaktivedānta Swami Mahārāja did not follow this process, and now you are not following. This is why you have no taste for chanting and hearing. Try to hear this very carefully. If you want to do bhajan, you will have to remember this sloka of Srimad Bhagavatam. Not the sloka, but its meaning and mood. Without such remembrance, you will always be angry and beset with many problems. You will always be upset and you will not be able to do bhajan. Tate nukampam susamikshamano bhunjana evatmakritam vipakam hridvagvapurbhirvidadan namaste jivayetayo muktipade sadayabhak. Srimad Bhagavatam 10:14a. 8. One who seeks your compassion and thus tolerates all kinds of adverse conditions due to the karma of his own past deeds, who engages always in your devotional service with his mind, words, and body, and who always offers obeisances unto you, is certainly a bona fide candidate for becoming your unalloyed devotee. What is the meaning of susamiksha mano? It is the careful consideration or judgment of what is good and what is bad. Su means that, considering. We consider that everything in this world, both good and bad, is due to the mercy of Krishna. We determine Krishna is arranging everything, good and bad, for my benefit, for my auspiciousness. When the Muslims were beating Srila Haridas Thakur in the marketplaces, he considered, Krishna wants to teach the world tolerance, and he wants to use me as an example of that. He wants to glorify me throughout the world. Krishna has mercifully done this. Mahaprabhu has done it. We should see something good in whatever happens to us. We should see how Krishna has arranged all circumstances for our benefit. What is the best way to think when a problem comes? Krishna has sent this. There is certainly something good here for me. We will have to reconcile everything in this way. Why has Krishna sent what he has sent? Susamiksha mano, bhunjana evatma kritam vipakam. What is the meaning of this phrase of the above-mentioned sloka? Why are all the troubles, miseries, sorrows, suffering, and problems coming to us? Krishna is not the cause. Such conditions are the results of our past activities. They come to purify us. It is the arrangement of Krishna that reactions must come as a result of whatever actions we perform, and we will have to be ready to taste the results. No one else is guilty, and Krishna is also not responsible for any troubles that fall upon me. Who is responsible? I am. I am responsible for whatever activities I have performed. By thinking like this, we will always be happy, even if we have millions of problems. Thinking in this way, a devotee offers obeisances and considers susamiksha mano, bhunjana evatma kritam vipakam hridvag vapur bhir vidadhan namaste. O Krishna, you have sent this to purify me from all the results of my past activities. High-class devotees think, O Krishna, you are very tricky. By this situation, you want to glorify me by using me to set an example. How merciful you are. Vidadhan namaste. The devotees always offer pranams to Krishna. If problems and sufferings approach, then vidadhan namaste. He offers pranams by folding his palms. Hrid means by the core of the heart, and vag means by speech. The sincere devotee prays, O Prabhu, I am guilty, I am worthless, I am stupid, and I engage in more nonsense than Jagai and Madhai. I am more insignificant than the worms in stool. You are merciful, so merciful that you have invested your whole power in your name, and I can chant that name. Thus, I will very quickly become free of these impurities, and I will be able to attain your service. By having given me this difficult situation, you are creating the process by which I can very soon reach you and serve you. Even if a father has not written a will, still when he dies, his property automatically goes to his son. His son is his natural heir. Similarly, by rolling on the earth in appreciation of Krishna's mercy, a devotee can become the heir to the Lord's service and attain prem. Krishna will automatically give that devotee Braj Prem,